So across the 5 years that I've been playing Roblox Phantom Motors, I've never seen a gun get this much hate. Like, it's just not good. I mean, it's the gun that you're seeing on the screen right now, the AA12. So, what's so bad about it, or what's so angry about it? What makes people angry about it? You know. So the AA12 is a American-made combat shotgun. It's fully automatic, as you can see in the clip, and as you can see, I'm terrible at it. Just look at this. Absolute trash. But enough about how I use the gun. We're gonna talk about how people feel about the gun. So the AA12 doesn't get that much love, honestly. You see people using it, and 2 seconds later they kill someone, and then somebody just instantly calls the boat kick. Why? Yeah, you ask them why, and the answer is the same. He's using the AA12. Stop crying about it, mate. It's just a game. But look, I'm being a bit harsh, so let's just be a bit more friendly and let's talk about the gun a bit. So I spoke with the current record holder, Fanghawk, for the AA12, who has the most kills with the gun right now at, I think, 54k kills on the AA12. And when I spoke to him, I did a short interview, and the responses that he gave me are actually pretty interesting. So I asked him about, how the gun feels, how he feels about the gun, what's his opinion on it, and his response was that, the same way that I thought about the gun, it's bad, and not in the way that it's easy to use, because believe me, it's easy to use as a coloring book. And what he told me that is that it's got the largest spread by default. It's got a rate of fire of 300, which is not good at all, and it's just not good. Like, you can shoot about as much as 50 studs, and after that you might as well just pull out your sidearm, like just pull out your pistol. That's it. And then we talked about, I asked them about the attachments. Some people just complain about the 20 round drum for the gun and how it's just, makes the gun overpowered. And he told me that it was overpowered before the nerf. Like, if you didn't know, like if you're a new player, before the nerf that the AA12 got, the 20 round drum was in the other category where you put your laser on, and if you're using a HK416, that's where your full stock would be, and back in the day the 20 round drum was in that category, and basically it meant you could run a 20 round drum with birdshot or flechette, and it just made the gun extremely busted. So in recent times they Mar changed it so that the gun and now will only take the 20 round drum in the ammo category. Now it's in the ammo category, so if you want to run a 20 round drum, you can't run flechette or birdshot. And what happened after that is that people still complain about it, because it's the AA12. Why not? It's just a bit sad, you're talking about a set of pixels on your screen and you're angry about that. It's just not good. Like, it's not good for you or the people, the person you're angry at. It's just a game at the end of the day, and you really just gotta calm down. The gun is like this in real life, might as well be like this in the game. It's an absolute powerhouse, but it's useless past 50 studs. And so I asked Hawk about how, I asked Fang about how someone could counter someone with the AA12 in CQC, close quarters, and he gave me the most basic answer ever. You gotta outsmart them or outgun them. How do you outgun a shotgun, you may ask, in CQC? Well, high rate of fire. That's it. Use anything with above 800 rounds per minute, maybe, or very low time to kill. So something like the Mac 10 or the MG3 will just absolutely fry someone with an AA12, because if they miss their first shot or two, they're just completely out there exposed, and then you just get an easy kill. Like, that's it. Because the gun shoots very slowly, as I said, 300 rounds per minute. It's very slow. Like, the slowest automatic I think in the game is the M3A1, the grease gun, at like 450, I think, 450 or 500. But anyways, yeah, it's basically just very slow. You can easily counter it, and you can easily just stay away from the person that's using it. So yeah, why hate it if it's so easy to counter, you know? But I feel like it's just that the Phantom Force community in the past 5 years has just gotten a bit more younger. I feel like, a bit more younger, a bit more uh, toxic. I can't, I can't deny it. It's toxic. It's a toxic community, but I love it. Uh, then so people just see shotguns. Like, I remember back in 2015, 2016, they still hated shotguns. That's not a new thing. But they just have this special kind of hatred for the AA12. From past experience, I can tell you that I've been vote kicked by a SPAS 12 user for using the AA. This was, I think, back in November. No, not November. Like summer 2020. The guy basically kicked me for using the AA12, which makes him seem like a huge hypocrite, because he was also using a shotgun. But since he doesn't use the AA12, he has the right to kick me. And it's just dumb. If you're gonna kick someone, have a proper reason. Like, if you're using a certain gun, you don't get the right to kick them for that. It's like this unwritten rule. You can kick someone for using a macro, or cheating, obviously, or being toxic. You can't kick someone because they're using a BFG or an AA12. Like, that just doesn't work. It's just a game. It's a feature in the game. It's a gun in the game. In a shooter, you have guns, and with those guns you shoot people. You can't be angry at someone that shoots you. Doesn't matter what gun they use. All right, doesn't matter what they use, or what they use on that gun. Like in this clip, I'm using chainsaw and muzzle booster on this gun, on this AA12, and I'm still getting wrecked because, well, I'm trash. That's pretty obvious. Come on, I'm pretty trash, and it's just me. Like, if you're gonna blame someone, actually don't blame anyone. Like, seriously, if you're gonna hate the gun, don't hate the gun. Seriously, it's just a game. Like, I've said it many times in this video. I'm saying it more and more. I'll say it more if it goes to that far. Don't hate the gun. It's just something in the game. You have to deal with it. It's not like asking you to not kick a cheater, because they're ruining the game. That doesn't mean you can't kick them. You should kick a cheater, but you shouldn't hate the AA12. Because, like, I see people that just completely avoid shotguns, saying, "Oh, they're not fun to use. They're not that skillful to use." I think that's the main issue, that people just don't realize that's the point of a shotgun, that they're easy to use. Like, if you're gonna use a shotgun, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easier than a coloring book, like I said earlier, especially with the AA12 where it's automatic. I mean, yeah, you can also put on semi-auto on it, and you might as well use a Saiga at that point. And the same thing goes for the Saiga, actually. If you're gonna use full auto, you just might as well use the AA12 at that point. And again, you can get the Saiga much earlier, and it's more accurate. So yeah, all in all, the AA12 is too bad for somebody to hate. You might as well laugh at the gun instead of hating it. Like, it's just a bit sad for me to see people just hating on a gun that's already bad. It's like hating someone for using the BFG, because yeah, it's a one-shot gun, but it's still just one of the worst sniper. It is the worst sniper in the game. Like, it basically just is either the worst or the second worst, depending on who you ask. And the gun, both the BFG and the AA12 just suffer from the same thing, where they're suffering from success, pretty much. And again, both guns pretty much just go for a lack of success because they're just a one hit wonder usually. Like the AA12 is very good at close range, and the BFG is a one shot killing machine with a one bullet in the chamber. You can't hate a gun that has one bullet in the chamber. I mean, if you're using it, sure, you can say that you hate it, but you're still using it. So, talk about being a hypocrite once again. So, yeah, I know I just sort of spoke a bit too much, maybe a bit too fast actually. But the main point is, don't hate guns in this game. You can hate guns, but don't hate people for using them. It's just very childish. You're playing a shooter game with a lot of guns, and people can use whatever gun they want. If you're angry at someone for using a gun that they want to use, don't be, because they wanted to use that gun. You can't do anything about it. It's just not gonna happen, chief. So yeah, that's pretty much my little rant about the AA12. If you liked this horrible voice of mine and this horrible commentary video, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe, maybe dislike the video, because honestly, if I heard this video, I would probably dislike myself as well. But anyways, that's all for today. I'll see you again next time. Cheers.